prop shop. So we are back in the prop shop. A different camera setup this time, however. I'm gonna have to move that more like this. That's for me. I wanted to bring the focus more on how it's going to look, me making stuff wise. This gives a better view of the, and I know I'm like talking to myself looking for it. This gives a better view of the overall workspace. And also I can look at the computer right here. You can also see me. So I think this is the best because before the view was like 70% like me, 20% like Roof, or like 15% like Roof, then like 15% little small area. So I wanted to make the camera a bit better, a bit bigger. You can see how we do everything, how more of how the sausage is made. And I think it's going to overall look better this way. I think between, mostly this is because I bought a tripod and I tried to do the thing I wanted to do with the tripod and the camera, and that didn't work. So now I have to find excuses to not return the tripod since I already opened it and justify why I spent $30 on a tripod. So this is why. So now we have this new thing. It's on Monday night again. I don't know why. That's just how we've been doing it. But let's make a helmet, shall we? I always get notifications when I want to start. So the top part of the helmet is basically done, which is awesome. But if you can see, it's not totally even. So we need to do a lot of sanding. So it's going to be a lot of loud noise. Once that's done, we're going to take this piece, and it's basically going to curve around the front part of the helmet like that. And it's going to look pretty cool. Man, oh man, my phone's going to kill me. So this piece was ripped off the first version of this helmet we made, which is why we didn't have to remake it, which is cool. Sand it down since it's all rough and ripply. And then this part we're going to sand down because some of the seams didn't perfectly match up the same way. So once we get everything sanded down, we're also going to go ahead and sand down all the seam lines on this side of the helmet. And we can worry about filling it in later, but as we know, it fits our head really well, so that's fine. Hopefully not too many people complain about the camera angle, how it is, and hopefully you guys all enjoy it. I don't really know how it looks when I look at the camera, but I think it looks good enough. So we are going to sand. It's going to get loud, and then after it's loud, it's going to get mostly quiet as we just go back to talking again in preparation for this helmet. Hi, bye, Dave. David. I don't think anyone's ever called you Dave, but hi, bye, David. Good guy. Good guy, that David Cologne. I realize. Not much, man. Just, living the dream, making stuff. My water's right in the way of where all this prop dust is going to go. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to move it over here. I mean, that's still kind of in the way. We're going to go put it on the floor. Back over there so nothing bad happens. As always, safety first, ladies and gents. I do realize from this angle, it pretty much totally hides the sander. That's okay. I don't think it really matters. I don't want a bunch of sand being on my computer and everything anyways. So we're going to go ahead and let's do a bit, shall we? So I'm going to call that like smooth enough, which is not the way you should do it, but it's how we're going to do it. And now we're going to go ahead and do this back seam here. Thank you, David, for loving the cap on the right. I don't know which way is right, but we have a cap there for you guys. But we have this cool I Choose Honor thing that my mom bought me. Then we got the shield. Like I can point at it that way, it'll point straight at the shield, but for where the camera is, I gotta do like that. So yeah. I think that is pretty good for now. All right. I want to go ahead and go in with a hand Dremel and clean up this piece here a little bit. I think that's going to be the best way to do it. I got to see if the right Dremel head is on. I'll be darned. I do have the right Dremel head on. That's like a first. So basically we sand this down, and as you can see, this side has a more obvious line than this side does. This side's line is really smooth. You can see it. But this side's line, there's an indentation there, which means the mismatch of the two pieces that I glued together. So basically, what that translates to is that they're off so much that sanding down that it's going to be kind of in vain, and it's going to ruin the rest of the helmet. Instead of a nice smooth sanding finish, it is going to have a more indented sanding finish at this point in the helmet, if that makes sense to you guys. Sort of makes sense. Doesn't even make a lot of sense to me. So what that means is we're actually going to seal it, and in between sealing and painting, we are going to take this kind of of crack filling stuff, and we're going to smooth it around. It's super easy to work with, so it's great. But we're going to fill the cracks, and we're going to smooth it out so it fills everything. And then once that's dry, we're going to paint it, and then we're going to seal it. So, I mean, it's already going to be sealed, then we're going to paint it. So that's really cool. The rest of the helmet looks pretty good. I think we might touch up these little bits here because they're kind of mismatched. But for right now, we're going to go ahead and take the Dremel in, and we're going to do some bits that were still rough from years ago, like this bit right here. And then we're going to clean up this bit that is going to be glued to the helmet itself. Now, I also need to kind of figure out how to cut these off because this Kite Man helmet, we're still working on the same thing. These are part of this helmet, and I need to kind of look up more Kite Man pictures because I keep forgetting to do that. Not a lot of people pop in when I do the live stream like this because, or at least when I'm using my power tools, is because people like to have a conversation, and there's not much of a conversation happening when all you hear is, you know, Kite Man. Images. Let's go. What helmet are we really trying to recreate here? It's the red visor helmet, not any of this yellow visor garbage. So I would think this is the closest. Ooh. That's not right. Kite Man has a chin strap in that one. That's not what we're looking for. Let's keep scrolling, shall we? I don't think anyone's popped in again, so we're safe as I look. Yeah, Bing is what I'm using to look these up, which is a real shame. So y'all know Bing is just terrible. Quite love Kite Man as a character, which is why I really want to cosplay. Not a lot of people cosplay Kite Man. I just have the pictures on my phone. It's going to be easier to pull them up there. So now we can go ahead, go back to Facebook, see that no one has popped in, which is always nice to see. We're still just talking by ourselves. I'm okay with that. I'm a pretty interesting person to talk to. Where is that? Oh, cosplay is there. Thanks, Jacob. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate those pity likes. Where's the Kite Man helmet we want? That one's a chin strap helmet. We want a different look. How? There it is. So the helmet we're going for, honestly, doesn't even have this stuff in it. So we're actually going to have to cut that out. And I think based on how it's going to look, we can totally get rid of it. And that'll still be fine. So yeah, this stuff is going to be a straight down cut, pretty much, is what it looks like based on this Kite Man. I guess actually, that's more on you. Based on this Kite Man helmet. So that's cool. But this is the helmet pattern that was free, so you bet your buckets we're going to use it. And we can easily like cover up all this stuff if we want it to be something else. Super easy, no problemo. Yeah. Okay, cool. So we're going to go ahead. We want to make these the same on each side. Really simple way to do that. Take out your ruler. All right. You're going to go ahead and you're going to draw a straight line. First, you're going to mark what about? Well, we're going to go 5 inches. So there's 1 inch. We need a Sharpie. Sharpie is easier to work with on the phone than anything else is. So we're going to go. I have a really bad habit of doing all my work in like this space, like literally just right here. You can tell that by, this is all the extra, but most of it happens right here. And I keep forgetting I have this entire workspace to lean up against and to do. So we're going to take 5 inches, take it out. There we go. 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch, 4 inch. And then we're going to take it like this, whatever that is, and we're going to take it to that inch mark right there. Don't really need to draw a line, I guess, is really my point. So we're just going to take this, draw it straight like that. All right, so cool. That's going to be that side, more or less. Now we're going to go ahead and do this side. We'll just take the folded piece over, like that. And now we're going to follow a line. Oh, just kidding. We're actually just going to line up our ruler again. Get rid of these little bits. Blah. Now we have back of our helmet. Cool. All right, we're going to go with the Dremel and do a little bit of work here and see how well that goes for us. Shall we? Away. All right, that was pretty good. I'm going to keep that bit. I like that bit a lot. Sick. This is going to add the extra stuff we need to the helmet to make it look nice. And also make it fit on our head the way we're going to want it to. So that's awesome. We're going to go ahead and heat it up a little. So all that stuff is just foam dust. So actually, before we get the heat gun going, we need a little vacuum friend here. All right, cool. Now we're gonna foam our stuff heated up. Our stuff. I'm trying to remember something. All right, let's get it heated up then, shall we? This foam has already been sealed many, many years ago. So like maybe like 1.5 years ago or so. But the reason we're heating up now is because I want to get it formed. And I want it to, because you can tell one side is made out of a different thickness of foam. So one side is going to be easier to form, the other side isn't. So I really want this side to be formed. So you can tell that side, like you should be able to tell the difference. This is. One side's easier to remove, even if you really can't tell the difference. This seam line should meet up straight to the back seam line. So basically, when we connect it, it's going to be like this. All right. That's going to be our first connection. And then we're going to go ahead and most likely work towards us with the rest of it. So, I mean, why quit there? Since no one's in the live stream and no one's talking to us, it doesn't really matter if you put this mask on and muffle. Ooh, I just like my little guy there. I'm going to put him right there. You can just barely see him. Little Pepsi Man hanging out. He's really cool. Put on our mask and we can start getting this foam sealed up. Not sealed, sorry, glued together. So let's go ahead and do that. Now, of course, anyone that does pop in, I wish I could like make a comment. Like let me know. I mean, I could comment on this picture post right now. Ooh, camera's autofocus. That's weird. Let me know if you guys like where the camera is. Just let me know. Let me know. I think the IDO should be whatever. I haven't gotten any comments that I've done back and forth with, so I don't know if the IDO is working or not, really.
Now it's Darth Vader speak from now on out. All right. Now let's let that get tacky. So we're just going to go ahead and wait. I want to get these sealed up though. There we go. I only took the mask off for a brief moment because my nose itched. I'm going to look at some more Kite Man panels, see if I can find the ones I really like. A lot of these have a chin strap that I'm not particularly fond of, to be honest. Let's look here. Let's get some of this stuff. That's the space music. Not space, the moon landing, famous moon landing music. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God, there's a baby skunk on the side of the road and I want to make him my friend. I don't want to get sprayed, but I want to go give him a hug so much. He looks so cute.
Oh, it's funny. South Dakota, South Dakota. Oh, that's fun. Anyway, how's everybody doing? Are you guys drinking water? You staying hydrated? Goodness gracious, I sure hope so. Some people might not get the significance that my episode 51 is happening right along the same time that the Area 51 memes are happening. If you don't know about the Area 51 memes, this is a very July 15th, 2019 thing to say. Let's give it a month. I don't know if it's going to be a thing. But basically, and I could have swore I saw this before it got, I don't want to say before it got popular, but I want to say I saw some post somewhere where it's like, let's all just storm Area 51 at once. They can't stop us all. And that's basically the premise. And I hate the breathe in. The breathe in sounds like it's getting through the mask, and I don't really like that. That's better. I don't know. I won't worry about it too much. But basically, for Area 51, we're not quite there yet. Still 2, whatever. The premise is that if everybody just runs straight at it, and a couple 100,000 people, then you can't stop all of them. Like, they're basically like, if we just zombie horde run, they can't gun us all down or whatever. They can't arrest us all, which is basically. Now, I'm curious to see if this will happen, because this is just a joke, right? It's 100% started as a joke. But you know that some people will show up. And I would think, out of 300,000 Americans, that I would say 50 people show up. 50 people, and I think that's a generous number. I was going to say 100, but 50 is already a generous enough number to people showing up to storm a military base. So why Area 51? Well, Area 51, I think most people will understand this, in media, in movies, in whatever, it's just been kind of the base for aliens and stuff. It's the most known military base ever, just in the world. I think in the world's a fair assessment. And basically, everybody's saying, if there are aliens there, alien technology, whatever, let's just finally just raid the entire base, and we'll get it. We'll get it all. They can't stop everyone. Now, of course, there's also a joke in the thing itself, that if they Naruto run, which is when they throw their arms straight back, that they'll go faster and they won't get hit by bullets. So it actually kind of brings an interesting point to a lot of things, really, is, let's say, random civilians, even as a joke, raiding a military base or attempting to go on private military ground is, of course, a federal offense. But normally only 1, 2, maybe 5, 10 people at most would try to get in a top secret military base. They wouldn't be Americans, they'd be somebody else, whatever, they'd be a spy, or whatever you want to say. So they have no problem killing those people. But if there's 100 Americans, even 100, not even this whole 300,000, whatever, that try to run towards a military base, that's just catastrophe. That is going to be looked on as a crazy slaughter of idiots throughout history. It's going to be insane. And I think if our government just guns people down, it's going to be messed up. So I think what they have to do, number one, there's a minefield. I think on that day, if they start seeing a ton of people, they're just going to set up a bunch of cars and they're all just going to arrest people. Now, hopefully, no one is thinking this is going to be a serious raid and actually brings a gun, because then it's a raid. Then it's a real raid. If people start bringing guns and vehicles and all sorts of stuff, it's going to be a legit raid, and there's going to be a firefight, and people will die. And yeah, it's pretty crazy to think that would happen. I'm putting the sleeve together now. I'm trying to go really slow. I want it to match up really well. These are two pieces that are not designed to fit to each other. I mean, really. And they're fitting really, really well. I mean, they're cut from the same template, but they're two different pieces of foam, which will always affect how it ends up being sealed. Oh, baby. This is a Kite Man looking helmet right here.
I want to try this on right now. I gotta let the foam. I like how I saved all my Area 51 talk when I couldn't speak very well. That's to hide the government from the fact that I'm definitely going to be there. And I'm not. No, obviously not. I think it's ridiculous to storm a military base. Good lord. I think it's suicide for a lot of people. I think it's insane. Oh, dude. It's more of a Magneto helmet right now, but it looks the way I want it to. What's up? I think this helmet's good. Think it looks good? I think it looks good. Oh, yeah. That's good enough for me. Good enough for girls I go out with, as my dad would say, obviously. Oh, it's going to be really awkward if I... So never mind. Just never mind. It's good enough for me. I think this is going to be a fine helmet, too. Just the way it is. That's cool. I could do this. I could move it up. This is really weird because I'm trying to look at myself here. Camera's there. So. It's a really good looking helmet. All right, now I gotta look up some Kite Man pictures again. This is just part of the process, guys. Oh, if you watched the last live stream where it was live stream number 50, I feel really bad because I said, hopefully I'm working on a different project and I'm not still working on Kite Man. But here we are. Yeah, still working on Kite Man, which I feel bad, right? Because I'm still working on the same thing. But you know, the week was busy. The week was really busy. I really like the way the helmet turned out. I think it's good. I think it's a great look. I think it fits my head. It doesn't fit it tightly, which is awesome. It just fits well. It's not tight on my head, which is good. It's got this nice back part for my scroll, my cranium. We need to cut some little bits. As you can see, there's a bit of a lip there. If I go in there with a Dremel, it might catch and just drill a weird hole in there. So we're going to try to cut those bits off. I like the way this comes down to sort of a point. Because as you know, before it would have been a lot bigger. So even though it's the exact same pattern, the exact same pieces for the pattern, because it's two different types of foam, the pieces are going to look a little weird. And I think I'm okay with how they look, because they look really good. So that was the risk we were pretty much running, was how weird the foam was going to look. But I think we're safe from that, which is awesome. And I'm surprised by it, honestly. So I'm going to sharpen up the old knife here. We're going to go to cutting. So I'm really bummed, man. Even last time, we had a bunch of people jump in for some good discussion. Normally, it's really rough. And for anyone who's watching back on this video, you should feel bad. You should feel bad you're not here right now. I mean, come on. You got to be having a great talk. Great heart-to-heart. 1-800, come on, man. Come on. Well, whatever. Whatever. This is what I'm saying. I lean so far back. I can literally be like this. I can keep my hands steady. You know, like this is a better way to sharpen your tools. Make sure that's nice and sharp. Sharp enough. I think we might have to use a new blade soon. Ow. Did that cut me? Please tell me it cut me a little. Oh, baby, it did. Now we know we're in business. That's perfect. I was looking at how I'm sharpening this, and I'm not keeping it totally the way I want it to be, but that did. I saw it stuck in my skin, so that's good. So we need to cut this so it lines up a little bit more. So we're not going to take it from this way in. So we're not going to take it from in to there. We're going to take it from out to there. And basically, the way I think I'm going to want it to be is I want it to go pretty much just straight down. Now, it's going to be a little weird on some of these straight down, but so like this is the angle. I don't want to cut at that angle. I want to cut straight down from that angle. Something like that. Just something to give us an edge. So now we have something to sand. We're going to sand it down anyways. Trust me, we would never just do this. Yikes, that one was not as good. That's slightly better. Slightly better. Figured out, we're gonna have to sand it. We're gonna have to do our little sander, our little sander. What a not correct term to call it. We're gonna get our Dremel. I mean, I guess it is a little sander. It's a little sander, but we're gonna take our Dremel. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna fix it up a little bit. Grab our nice thing that protects our big old eyes, and we're gonna. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the inside of it at a bevel so we don't see so much darn pattern. Basically, yeah, we're going to have to do it this way. Cut the bevel here. It's gonna make the helmet look a little smoother. And I think that's going to be all for the live stream. Thank you everybody for tuning in, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.